Welcome to the bold analysis. If the voter is not careful, then he is going to fall for the trap that was set up even back then in 2022. There are two things that we should avoid in 2027. The first one we've settled on: no voting in emotions. Emotions of let me vote for Y to punish W. That is not there. The second aspect that the voter must also have in 2027 is to separate fact from fiction. Ladies and gentlemen, kindly subscribe to our channel, click the notification bell and like our videos, and thank you very much for supporting this podcast. We do this each and every day because of your support. I want us to look at this, and by the end of this podcast, you'll actually see why we need to separate fact from fiction. We cannot just afford to be clapping at anything. Even if a housefly is passing, we just want to clap. We must stop clapping and question, okay, what is he saying? Is that one right? We must get to that point. This is what I mean. William Ruto convened a meeting of boda riders, a section of boda riders. Even though I saw Statehouse saying that from all the 450 wards, but that is not it. If you look at the photos from the Statehouse, it was just boda Association of Kenya, BAK, of course, mostly drawn from some parts of Mount Kenya, for a meeting in Statehouse. And I would want us to look at, and from that Statehouse meeting, I want us to make some few observations there. Then we will listen to the lie that the president told the boda guys. And I think to this point, we must get it right. If you check these photos, it is not true that these were picked all over the country. From this photo, you can see this cannot be representatives of boda. This cannot be 1,450 representatives, because allegedly, according to Statehouse, that this one came from all over the country representing all the sub-counties. It is not. Majority of them. And you can just, some of these things you can just make a simple call. Kwani si hata yuko na yule mtu wa boda ukubeba, ulize tu kiongozi wenyu alikuwa Statehouse. You'll realize that it is not. So the event was organized purely just to get a representation of boda. And then this trip of this strategy of getting people, probably paying some influential people, go to Statehouse. And after the troop there, campaigns start, is what was used in 2022. Look at this photo. What this meeting was called allegedly to talk about boda issues and boda challenges. I've spoken with I think around 4 who attended this meeting and were part of this. We're reaching out and saying, in those meetings, you're not, and if I'm lying, someone can just get to the comment section and say, Kevin, see evil. In those meetings, there is no, you can't just raise your hand and bring up a point. When you are naongea washapangwa. And the program will be very formal, like it is so. You can't, wezi beba mkono yako kiwa huko nyuma, kama ikuwa imepangwa naongea. That won't happen. And the whole meeting, if you check at this photo, Mercy Mwangangi was telling them how they were even promised to be given some jackets, Zasha, so that they will be agents, or not agents, but they will be encouraging people to register for SHA and explaining to them how allegedly SHA has worked. Yes, SHA has worked. But the government should be able to explain a Kenyan paying SHA here is supposed to undergo an operation in India and has been paying his premiums up to date. 500,000 is approved here. Then when he gets to India, that money is not remitted. Do you explain SHA is working? How then do you explain SHA is working? I'm just using one example. The second observation I wanted to make is Charles Hinga. This is affordable housing. So wale wetu wa bodaboda hata wako hapo, they are not paying for affordable housing. Hawakatwi hiyo pesa. Number one, hawakatwi hiyo pesa. Number two, I doubt if any of them can even afford one unit of affordable housing, or whether they are staying there. But people who are not paying, they are not benefiting, and they're bodaboda guys, so they don't work in affordable housing units. Probably wanabeba watu wanaenda kufanya kazi kwa mjengo, whom I don't think they are the ones that are being told about affordable housing. They're the ones that are being told about affordable housing. And President wow them to get 2 terms. And you can see people, showing that, oh, I should not. You can see people, trying to show the country how Ruto is a 2-term. And listen to this.
Tunataka tuwe na mpango ambayo mwananchi wa kawaida kwa ile pesa anaweza kufikia, anaweza kuwa na nafasi ya ku-own pikipiki. Hiyo pikipiki ambayo wako nayo sasa bei yake si 190, bei yake ni 95. Ile 190 imekuja ngapi? 95. Simeteremka chini by half. Deposit sio 70,000. Deposit ni 9,500. Mnanielewa? Malipo ya kila siku sio 500, ni 180. Kwa sababu sasa tukishakubaliana na hawa, mimi pia nitaenda bunge niondoe ile ushuru ambayo bado iko. Na hiyo ushuru pengine itapunguza hii pikipiki by another maybe 10,000 ikuje chini. Tumekubaliana?
What is wrong? Really, what is wrong? Sometimes Julius really bad. Surely, are we even serious as a country? What is the magic that President Ruto will use to reduce the price of motorbike from 190,000 to 95,000? I'm hoping 100,000 from it. Kwani sorry, the manufacturers or suppliers of motorbikes were not in Statehouse. They were not. They're even wondering when they're hearing President talking about. They're wondering because I know myself. I have a cousin who recently we supported as a family to get a motorbike. We used 70,000. 70,000. So I had the president talking about 9,000. As in, what is, sometimes before even you present an idea, you must present it in full. Okay, hapo kwa kusema to reduce 10,000, he has explained by saying, I will go to parliament and then remove the tax, and that will reduce it by 10,000. And that is well explained. But what will reduce it from 195 to 95? Kuna kizungu hapo ya kuweka mkono hivi. Wonder what exactly is. And you know what? The fellows are clapping. And then I'm just wondering, guy, Maze. So what are you clapping about? Even these people who are clapping, the fellows clapping there is one of the million reasons why the country, we still just want to work emotions. you go to people, to take people to Statehouse and wow them with figures and just another new round of promises. Remember, this promise about motorbikes, the prices going down, started, it was there even in 2022. I've heard him talking about how he brought the conversation, and that is why I'm telling you, I liked the Statehouse meeting. I decided to analyze it because it had some very interesting, ironical aspects.
Kama kuna kiongozi, and I say this without fear of any contradiction, kama kuna kiongozi ambaye amefanya harambee, amesimama na bodaboda, hakuna kiongozi ananishinda katika taifa letu la Kenya. Ni kweli ama si kweli? That is the truth. Na ndio sababu katika uchaguzi uliopita niliinua wanabodaboda mpaka wakakuwa ndani ya conversation ya uchaguzi. Si ndio? Katika uchaguzi iliyopita group mbili zilikuwa katikati ya mambo ya uchaguzi. Bodaboda na mama mboga. Nani ameintroduce bodaboda na mama mboga katika conversation ya taifa letu la Kenya?
Here, Rais anasema alileta the conversation about the youth, the bodaboda and mama mboga. Yes, it's true you brought the conversation. The mama mboga and the bodaboda guy who even seconded the president pale wakati akienda kukampeni. You remember that? Then after that, what happened? I will just want to get one thing. Yenye in cabinet, did you appoint any mama mboga? In cabinet, any bodaboda? Okay, of course, you cannot appoint bodaboda. I don't want us to go there. You cannot appoint bodaboda. But I want to believe that just like in over the diaspora affairs, there was a ministry, a state department that dealt with diaspora affairs. What within the cabinet, unaweza sema directly hii imeenda kwa mama mboga? And I know someone will tell him about Hustler Fund. This is another scam. There was this story about how money disappeared and a project that was planned, that was hatched to help that mama mboga and bodaboda access cheap loans, changed and became a place for political players to get and scoop some money.
I take pride in the success of the Hustler Fund under the Financial Inclusion Fund, a pioneering empowerment initiative. In just under 3 years, it has disbursed over 72 billion to 26 million Kenyans, mobilized over Kenya shillings 5 billion in savings, and provided vital working capital to millions of micro entrepreneurs, proving that even the smallest businesses can thrive with the right support. Our critics, the naysayers, the perpetual pessimists, and the chorus that never sees anything working in Kenya would have you believe that the Hustler Fund is a failure, as it is indicated in today's newspapers. They say this because they either do not understand or refuse to acknowledge the daily realities of millions of Kenyans.
Yes, this is what Hustler Fund was supposed to be. And behind these glamorous events, these people clapping there, they're being told all manner of stories. I think the meetings with the president should be personal, should be both sides. When Musalia Mudavadi allowed people to give him their grievances or what they think about, this teacher told Mudavadi, confronted Mudavadi about the salary increase con that the government promised the teachers. They were added 29 shillings.
Housing levy. I know it's a hot potato. Bwana PCS, why am I paying housing levy and I'm still paying rent? I pay landlord at the end of the month. PCS, why am I paying the same and I have a loan with Mwalimu National Sacco? They deduct around 30,000 from my payslip. PCS, why am I suffering? And I earn below the 2/3 rule. I earn 3,000 shillings per month, and I have to smile and look like I'm a healthy teacher. I am not. Canon.
That was, what kind of a joke was that? You know, people trooped to Statehouse. They're mobilized. They're given some stipend. Some figures are cooked. Numbers to wow them, to make them clap and laugh. But behind all this, eCitizen, which is the platform collecting the taxes for those border borders there, is actually we recently exposed blatant robbery. That is taxpayers' money.
Reveals that 7 billion shillings is being held improperly in collection and settlement accounts of service providers. The Auditor General warns that the service providers could be utilizing the funds at the expense of government service delivery. Another 2.5 billion shillings from the eCitizen platform was also unaccounted for. The report stating that unaccounted receipts were due to partial payments, erroneous payments, and duplicate payments. This now revealing a lack of revenue traceability and accountability, which could lead to misappropriation and fraud. Most baffling, however, was the unauthorized transfer of 127 million shillings from the 222 paybill account to private individuals in a single day. Audit documents reveal that 4 such transactions were executed on January 25th, 2024.
For the 2 private entities that had been paid 127 million was under Wandabo Associates Limited, 63 million, and Gold Rock Capital Limited, also 63. The money was in exact equal.
Let's be sincere as Kenyans. This eCitizen is not supposed to be operational. From these findings of this audit report, that's the truth.
eCitizen platform is a scam.
Being gobbled, siphoned from eCitizen. And then you want to clap. I like, today as I've seen the ministry declining, saying no money has been lost. Okay, what did you expect? I've seen bodies telling us no money has been lost. But anyway, what did you expect? Did you expect them to accept? Of course we didn't. I'm seeing 3 things, and that is why I'm saying the public must be very wary. Lazima uchunge. Otherwise, we are going to vote on emotions. And you know the emotions. Rigathi is telling you 1 term. Yes, Rigathi is bitter because he was impeached. But he's telling you things that are happening in that government, and he's reminding you about how government is bad. And you're dismissing him because you feel he's talking because he's out of system, which is true. And then the president has realized that Rigathi has an emotional battalion around him. He's also now consolidated with in a corner telling you that, you need to say 2 term so that you go revenge against Rigathi. If you fall for that, we are going to repeat the same mistake we did last time. And the public must be wary because Ruto is trying to recreate the hustler narrative. This time round, it will not be about him. Let me tell you, there was in Statehouse there is a bill, the gambling bill that was signed. I've looked at that proposal. Eti wanasema to curb gambling, they've reduced amount of money the minimum that you can use to bet as 20 shillings. So if you have a betting site and from your site someone can bet by 10 bob or 15 bob or 5 bob, then you will be fined 5 million. If you put gambling minimum stake at 20 shillings, who is the beneficiary? Remember, even the stake is normally taxed. In gambling, stake is taxed. Ile pesa unaekelea kama Kenya anacheza na Kongo, ile pesa unaekelea kama ni 100 inakuwa taxed. Ukishinda pia inakuwa taxed. So if you win that bet, government wins. If you don't win that bet, still government wins by taxing your stake. Then someone wants to posture that and no, we are controlling betting. Come on, you're not controlling betting. The investors, the people who own these betting firms are politicians. Yes. Aaron Cheriot, Oscar Sudi, Jalango here, quite a number of them. They're the ones, and then they masquerade as, we are controlling betting. What are you controlling? President is trying to recreate hustler fund, hustler narrative. And I can tell you now, moving forward, he will now start talking about hustler fund, about this and that. Kenya has realized they have lost the voter. And what they're doing, they're dangling money. They're showing the voter the money. These people, wanapata pesa mazee. They're being, and you have to clap. Someone was even telling you that those who are being mobilized, sometimes unakuwa coach on how you behave, but unajua rais akiongea wewe umwangalie tu. Rais akiongea akisema kitu mzuri lazima you are whipped into how you even react when the president talked. You are even coached on how you will react. So Kenya kwanza realized they lost the voter. And state campaigns are purely made, just being designed as tokens. So money is coming. It's upon you to fall for that, because there are a lot of fictions packaged as facts. There are a lot of figures bandied around, but they are unverified. You cannot even see their source. For example, I've heard him talking about how many billions going to 6 million. You cannot get that data anywhere. You try looking for that data. He's not telling you that so much money has been lost in Hustler Fund. He's telling you things you want to hear. And it's upon you to choose. It's enough to just clap and go. I think, and that is why we have this podcast. After umeshaka umeclap, unakuja unasikiza unaona enyewe nilikuwa napiga makofi kumbe mambo iko hivi. You must really understand this. Thank you.